Ladies and gentlemen, good to see you. My name is Saza Taufik Ahmad, and in this presentation, I shall walk you through a game theoretical analysis of a dynamic oligopoly, namely the strategic rivalry between BMW and Mercedes-Benz, they said in Germany, in the rapidly expanding luxury electric vehicle market. Our journey will include simultaneous game matrix, an equilibrium analysis, and a sequential decision tree, all grounded in a real-world data. Let us begin. Before going deep down to the game theory, let's briefly define what the game theory is. It is essentially the study of strategic interaction among rational decision makers. In this context, each firm pricing and production decisions are not made in isolation. They depend profoundly on what the rival might choose to do. For instance, if BMW discounts its electric vehicles aggressively, Mercedes-Benz must reconsider whether its premium pricing can still hold market appeal. That interdependence is precisely what we aim to model here. The luxury EV market has seen exponential growth since the emergence of Tesla. Currently, all European manufacturers are now accelerating their transition. BMW was among the earliest European brands to invest heavily in electric vehicles, pushing aggressive sales volumes. Mercedes-Benz, conversely, has clung to its heritage, exclusivity, and premium positioning. As of 2024, BMW has sold approximately 365,000 electric vehicles, a massive 19.7% increase from 2023. Mercedes-Benz, meanwhile, has seen its electric vehicle sales fall by 23%, totaling only 185,000 units. This conflict matters because global luxury electric vehicles market is forecasted to surpass 100 billion euros by 2026, representing both immense opportunity and considerable threat. Now, let's formalize the scenario using actual figures. Currently, Mercedes-Benz charge at average price of closely to 100,000 euros per vehicle, while BMW's average selling price is approximately around 75,000 euros. With these volumes and pricing models, we can estimate total revenues and use them to construct payoff in our strategic model. The key assumption is if price of luxury EV drop by 20%, the quantity demanded might raise by 25 to 35%. On the other hand, if the price is increased by 20%, the quantity demanded will decline by approximately of 25 to 40%. This approximation is a moderately reasonable since it luxury cars industry. Now let's go to the calculated scenario of revenue. After considering how much percentage we gain the total revenue for each scenario. Now we can construct a classic 2 times 2 payoff matrix. Each firm has two strategic choices. Either to pursue an aggressive strategy defined by high volume and lower price, or premium strategy defined by lower volume and higher price. BMW strategies are listed on the left, while Mercedes-Benz across the top. Each cell contain estimated annual revenue in billion euros. Remember, even though the payoff is consisting of volume and price, it's actually the combination of both, which means revenue. Now, we can see a complete payoff matrix. If both aggressive, BMW and Mercedes-Benz choose to be aggressive, BMW will eventually earn 21.9 billion euros, while Mercedes-Benz will earn 19.3 billion euros. BMW drop, while Mercedes-Benz increase. If BMW choose aggressive and Mercedes-Benz still choose a premium like what it currently have, as it is currently shows, BMW will receive around 27.4 billion, while Mercedes-Benz only about 18.5 billion. A massive loss for Mercedes-Benz. However, if BMW choose to be a premium car, produce a premium car strategy, while Mercedes-Benz choose an aggressive strategy, BMW will lose deep on the market share and will gain only 19.7 billion euros. BMW, on the other hand, will increase, but not so far off the BMW. It's almost solid 20 billion euros. However, if both coordinated and pursue for premium, which rarely happened and might not be happened, BMW will eventually earn 23 billion and Mercedes-Benz will gain a massive of 22.2 billion. Now, let's see the analysis of the matrix. First, let's determine the dominant strategy. Which firm has the dominant strategy? From what we have here, BMW have a dominant strategy. Why? Because regardless of Mercedes-Benz choices, BMW best strategy is to be a premier, to be aggressive strategy, to choose aggressive strategy. Because whether BMW choose aggressive or premium, BMW will gain more if they choose to be aggressive. Hence, the BMW aggressive strategy is the dominant strategy for BMW. Now, let's see Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz do not have a dominant strategy. Why? Because Mercedes-Benz should look into which strategy they will lose the least or gain the more. If BMW choose aggressive, Mercedes-Benz should choose aggressive, so their loss of market or gain will improved. However, if BMW eventually choose premium, Mercedes-Benz should choose premium as well, since it's the expertise of BMW, of Mercedes-Benz, to be a premium. So BMW do not has any dominant strategy. Now, about equilibrium, Nash equilibrium. Nash equilibrium says that whether the strategic deliberately change, either party will not really increase more of its income. So Aggressive is the Nash equilibrium. However, the current Nash equilibrium is not the optimum one. It's not a Pareto optimal, though it's stable. The stable equilibrium will be if both choose to be premium cars. However, it's unlikely happen because the classic prisoner's dilemma acting in self-interest yields a worse result than mutual cooperation, a case of strategic misalignment. Now, let's move on to sequential games using Stackelberg model decision tree. Using the same scenario as before, BMW is the leader of the luxury EV market in Europe. Hence, Mercedes-Benz should respond after observing what choice BMW take. Should BMW choose to be aggressive, Mercedes-Benz optimally respond is to be aggressive as well, for not losing more of its market. If Mercedes-Benz insists of being premium with premium strategy, Mercedes-Benz might lose more of its market while BMW gain more market. Of course, it's not something that Mercedes-Benz wants. However, if BMW eventually choose to be a premium strategy they choose, the best scenario is for Mercedes-Benz for continuing to be premium, since it's narrowing the gap of the gain on the market, also narrowing the probability of losing market to the competitors, to the BMW. If Mercedes-Benz going to be aggressive despite of BMW's choice to use premium strategy, BMW might get a little more market share than BMW than the BMW. Mercedes-Benz will gain slightly less than 20 billion euros, but it's unlikely. Now let us move on to dominant strategy, whether or not there is dominant strategy in this game. Now, for the leader, for BMW, no matter how the Mercedes-Benz will react, BMW will eventually choose to be aggressive since it's proven. Flooding the market, being a leader, sells more, gain more. It is seen, even though Mercedes-Benz follow suit to be aggressive, they still the Mercedes-Benz might get the market share, but not as much as big as BMW. Let alone if the Mercedes-Benz choose to be premium. Now, what about the Mercedes-Benz? Mercedes-Benz choices is in line, should be in line with what the strategy of BMW chose. If not, Mercedes-Benz might not gain the market, might lose the market, even though they try their best. Now, about the subgame perfect Nash equilibrium. What is subgame perfect Nash equilibrium? Perfect Nash equilibrium is the equilibrium not only during the NASH, but in every situation. In this case, in every possible second, in every long-term game, the most perfect equilibrium will be if both Mercedes-Benz and BMW choose to cooperate, became premium market. The profit will not be eroded, but the market share will be, at least if there is no external factors, will be still the same or equally grow. And it optimum for both. Now, come to the conclusion of the theory, of the game theory. The conclusion is that BMW's leadership position enables it to shape market outcomes, obviously, as the market leaders. If aggressive tactics used by both, while initially lucrative, they might see a very good growth, but in the long run, it will erode the value of both because it's trigger the market war. However, if they choose to coordinate, choose to not to be ahead on rivalry, they choose to be premium. That will both of the company, both of the firms will gain a mutually superior outcomes. Now, for the conclusion is, game theory is not merely abstract. It equips firms to anticipate, adapt, and align strategically in competitive environments. Thank you for attention. If you found this strategic walkthrough insightful, do subscribe to the channel for more videos on business decision making, economics, and strategy. Until next time.